Hey, welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed the 5 day goal setting and resolution setting challenge. I just wanted to thank you for joining. Thank you for making it through the 5 days. And I wanted to reward you with that bonus 6 day. We're going to talk about two things today. Number one, we're talking about your belief. And number two, we're going to talk about tracking. Now, the thing about your belief is, what are you willing to do to show your mind that you are serious about this change you want to make in your life? And the reason that that is so important is because if you're hedging against your failure, then your mind's just not going to believe you. There's no reason for it to believe you. If you want to prove to your mind that you're serious about changing your eating habits, are you willing to throw away the stuff that is counter to it? None of those excuses that I spent money on it and that other people in the house eat it. Are you willing to go all in on yourself? Same if you wanted to do a gym membership. Are you willing to, instead of doing the month to month with a minimum commitment, are you willing to do an annual pass? Really go all in and be like, you know what, I am going to do this. I know I'm going to use these days, so I have no problem doing it because it's going to cost the exact same amount. Probably a little bit of a discount doing an annual pass if you're being honest with yourself. But what I often see is when we're hedging against our failure, there's no reason for our mind to believe us. There's just no reason. It's inevitable that we're going to fail, right? When you talk about having food in your house that you don't want to eat, if it's in your house, it is going to be eaten. Right? That's just the fact of life. It's not if, it's a when question. And that's the same when it comes to any of your resolutions. So now, would you be willing to, let's say you want to start a business, would you be willing to put in your 2 week notice after you maybe hit some sort of benchmark? So if you, like, I love doing if then plans. So be like, if I finish a business plan or if I raise this amount of capital, then I will put in my 2 weeks notice. If I get this funding, then I'll put in my 2 weeks notice. Are you willing to push all the chips in and bet on yourself? If you're not, then you don't believe that you actually have the ability to accomplish your resolution. And what that lets me know is that it's inevitable that you're going to procrastinate and quit it because you don't actually believe that you can accomplish it. And it's a tough thing to say, right? But the reality is it's true. And I really want you to understand, you have to believe in yourself if you want to be able to pull this off. It's not that you can't do it. It's just, will you do it? I believe in you, right? I'm taking time out of my day to put these videos together because I believe that you have all the tools that you need and you can accomplish your resolution and achieve your goal. But do you? I believe you do because you're taking the time to watch the video. But what else are you willing to do to prove it? There are tons of studies out there that talk about from everything from placebos to people not knowing what's going on and then getting diagnosed and then taking a turn for the worse, that whatever your mind believes, it works to create that reality for you. And so when you get your mind engaged, when your mind believes that you can do it, it's going to work to help you. It's going to expose you to these opportunities, right? So if you're someone who enjoys, like, what kind of stuff do I enjoy? Like, if I love like a Krispy Kreme donut, right? I will recognize a Krispy Kreme sign very easily because there's not that many, but I will recognize it. Well, if my goal is to stop eating Krispy Kreme's donuts, then I'm going to find something else to look for. And I'm going to be excited every time I see it. And it'll take a little bit of time, but as long as you're trying to replace and not use your willpower and discipline where it's like, I also enjoy this fruit or this maybe low fat yogurt shop, like, work your way towards your goal. You don't have to cut cold turkey and be like, oh, I'm not going to eat sugars anymore. I mean, you can do that, but then again, you'll be muscling your way through with willpower and discipline. Or you can be like, I like donuts, but I also like this. And then you can gradually work towards where you want to be. It's just a question of, are you willing to put in the work to convince your mind that you believe? And then the last thing is, you just have to track your progress, right? If you don't track it, how will you know how you're doing? And it's important to understand that not only because of the saying that you have to measure it to be able to fix it, right? I have a Fitbit watch. it just changes everything. It really does. I went from just, doing like healthy things to all of a sudden I know how many steps and floors I've climbed and I want to hit this number. So now I know I need to do 9 more. It changes the way that you plan and the way you react to your situation. I want to hit this certain amount of calories. Well, I know that I burn this many calories every time I walk for 20 minutes, right? Like you start getting the metrics so you're able to make the accurate and proper plans. Now, another benefit is actually the fact that I find that we are all super hard on ourselves. Generally speaking, of course, there are some people out there that they never do any wrong, but the average person is super hard on themselves. And instead of believing some of these limiting beliefs, if you have like a journal, if you're tracking your progress, two things will happen. One, you won't be able to say, I can't do it because you can look and see that you've done it before, which is obviously a great feeling. And then two, you'll see that you're actually progressing forward. It's kind of like a parent watching their kid grow versus a grandparent seeing the kid twice a year and they're like, whoa, you've grown a lot. What the journal does is it kind of separates you a little bit from your overall resolution and your goal, because now you're able to say, okay, over this week, this happened, but that week that happened. So I am actually trending in the right direction versus you just see yourself every day and you don't actually, you can't appreciate the changes that you've already enacted and the success you've already created. So again, I mean, you would basically go to your workbook and then you'll see on the Believe it just has the square where I want you to put in your visual reminder of what you're working towards. I've always found that what ends up happening is studies have shown that whenever we are mentally tired, that we end up using a lot of our, I would say our reasonableness starts to fade. And what that means is you are no longer able to see long-term benefits. You can only see short-term sacrifices, which will very quickly cause you to quit your resolution or change goal. So have that visual reminder just to kind of snap yourself out of it, almost like your own breadcrumb to get you back on the right track. And then you see on the track where the week 1 and then it goes through and then it has the reflection. This is kind of set out monthly. All you're going to put on there is any of the successes that you've had, any of the setbacks that you've faced, and just any general overall changes in your life. You're going to look back on this and you're going to be amazed at the progress that you've made. And what I want you to do, so your homework for this is go to the Facebook group, Champions of Change. When you get in there, all you have to do is just put what was your visual reminder. You don't have to put anything else extra in there. And it would be fun to see some people try to guess. Some people try to guess what other people's resolution is, but you could just put your visual reminder in there and then that's it. And then I will always be here if you have any additional questions or any recommendations. I'm always looking for feedback. I enjoy our time together. I'm trying to cater something exactly for you to help you accomplish and achieve your resolutions and goals. So I hope you've enjoyed the 5-day goal setting challenge. I hope that you've gotten lots of great information. And I hope that more importantly, you're ready to make that change in your life, because I know you can, and now you have the tools to do it. If you enjoy the stuff that we went over, again, I pulled this information from the book Champion of Change. If you want to figure out how to get your free copy, go to forecasthope.com/free book. And always what we do at Forecast Hope, our goal is to always help you to be more. And I look forward to the next time we talk again. And again, if you have any questions, mark them in the Facebook group. I will be in there every day throughout the day to respond to you. And until next time, continued blessings and have a great day.